Welcome, folks, to the very first episode of Retro Replay presents the Green Knight role-playing game. I am your DM, Wayne, and I am now going to introduce you to all of your players who will introduce their characters. They are in for a fun, dark, medieval piece of roleplay with a little bit of humour mixed in, hopefully. Depending on how funny these people actually are. So,
it's not funny at all.
Not funny at all.
Yeah.
Aundawyn, kick us off. Introduce yourself and please introduce your character.
Absolutely. I'm Aundawyn. I have no sense of humor, so this is going to go very weird. I am playing Daewyn, whose class is a hunter. She has no idea where she's from. When she was young, she just kind of started adventuring and just kind of forgot where she was from. She just kind of went wherever her legs took her. She's on the shorter side. She's got short black hair. She dresses a little bit nicer than you would expect from this traveling hunter. And the way she speaks is just kind of very slow and thoughtful. It's a little sus compared to what her character is like. But that's her.
I'm Pagan, and I'll be playing Trinket the Bard. Trinket is kind of around 5'10", slender, nimble, quite stealthy, impish-like. Dressed in a mix of rags and good fabrics from wherever they could snatch it from. So if they've snatched something from under the rich man's nose, or they were gifted something by the poor, that's what this character is wearing. They're, like I said, like a little impish, a little cheeky, a little charming, likes the sound of their own voice, which might be something we have in common. No, but it seems they're a good time.
Autobiographical, Pagan.
Play to your strengths.
Listen, it is what it is, folks. Often, like, we'll show up late to stuff, smelling of mead and rum and potentially some opium, and is always up for a good time, won't shy away from a battle, is all rearing and ready to go, even if incapable to do so.
Amazing.
That'll be the
At least
mead.
you're not a doctor.
No.
Yes.
Hey, she could be if she wanted to be.
That's true.
Bring that drunk over here to fight.
Listen.
That small,
I've got
impish
It's alright.
drunk on opium. I am a sorcerer named Eldor Vortigern, also known as Eldor the Enchanting.
Oh.
Yes. Listen, I'm this awesome, stocky, bearded guy.
Mm-hmm.
See this?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah.
basically this. I look like
Wow,
this.
you cosplayed really well.
I did. I brought the game.
Yeah, you brought that game.
You know, he's similar. He enjoys his libations and food, and he looks like it, right? He's got probably a little red in the face, probably some wrinkles. He probably a little stockier than the average Joe. But, you know, he's a wizard, so, you know, he can kind of change his form every now and then, you know, or kind of do a little wordplay to kind of make you think he's bigger, taller, smaller, shorter, skinnier than you might think. He keeps his hair short, but his beard long, right? Think of, like, some badass Viking you would meet back in the Viking days. Or just on a shore, you know, you walk around a shore and you're like, hey, there's Vikings, they're raiding us.
Casual.
Look, a raid!
Yeah, look,
Sure, look,
another
it's a raid.
raid.
Like, go on.
Yeah.
Yes, we've missed those.
Yeah.
It's that time again.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Hide your wives.
It's quicker every year.
Lock up
It
the
just rolls in.
I don't.
We'll just set out some mead for them. Maybe they'll you know,
Maybe they'll just
walk
go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of leaving out milk
Take
and
your
cookies,
pick of
it's
the
just
whores
mead,
and the beer and leave us alone.
mead and virgins, and then the Vikings go away. That's what it was.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wayne,
Well-
this is what you have to deal with.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
Sorry.
So these are your adventurers, folks. This is who you're rooting for in this dark medieval fantasy. So, yeah, well, without further ado, let's get into it and let's get our first roll going.
Oh, it's exciting. Okay.
Let me get my dice all prepared.
Okay.
Oh shit, we need dice.
I have my dice. No, we can roll for you.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled another one.
You rolled
Weird.
a 1. It's like a natural 20. Like, oh, pity.
So, folks, as we get into this game, just to explain, so anyone that's used to tabletop RPGs, anyone that loves Dungeons and Dragons or watches the streams out there, The Green Knight, this is a tie-in promo thing for the new movie that's coming out starring Dev Patel, and that we had that had previously been talked about on Trailer Talk, and this then made this happen. So just to kind of clarify the way this game works, it works off one dice only, a d20. It's very, very straightforward stuff, and the system in this game is all about honor and dishonor. If you do a dishonorable thing in the game, you get a dishonor point. So me as the DM, if I think, you know what, you really shouldn't have stolen that baby's bottle, dishonor on you, you take a dishonor point, right? If you do something honorable...
What if they deserved it? Stupid baby.
See, sometimes...
What if it's Homelander?
Babies can be dicks, so sometimes they might deserve it. And if that is the case, as a DM, I will decide, you know what, that was an honourable situation. So you can subtract a dishonour point from your total.
Excellent.
Fair.
Yeah, this is an
like
episodic adventure. So as we go through this adventure, it is 4 parts. And at the end of it, just like the movie, just like the poem, just like the story of the Green Knight, the aim of the game is to meet the Green Knight in the Green Chapel. And that's where these adventurers must go. So, we will see as we play, and we will watch these players learn as we play of this game. It's a very simple, straightforward setup. It's easy to play, so we're going to dive straight into it. You find yourselves at a tavern where many roads meet. Almost 1 year ago to the day, each of you was visited by the mysterious Green Knight. Although you were miles apart, it seems that these visits occurred simultaneously. You all harmed the Green Knight in some way, with the Knight's promise that he would return the damage done to him 1 year hence. Now shortly before the year is up, you meet at the beginning of your journey. Over the course of the night, you exchange stories, you agree to go on the quest to the Green Chapel together. Some party members more begrudgingly than others. The night passes with anxious revelry. Then, in the stark morning light, you get in the first clear look at the other members of your party. It's like that haze after a night in the town. You turn the lights on the morning after. You will face your destinies together. Encounter 1. An overturned cart. Only a few hours into your journey, the familiarity of the tavern, let alone your actual homes, has faded long into the distance. The woods on this path are like nothing you've ever seen before. Mysteriously gnarled branches, dark foreign shadows, and a cold wind surrounds you. You're focusing so much on the eeriness that you almost don't notice the overturned cart right in front of you. The cart looks to have been a subject of an ambush. Arrows stick out on either side of the cart. Peasant bodies and body parts litter the road ahead of you. The scene is quiet. Maybe too quiet. What will you do? So this is where the first adventure kicks off. Okay?
Well, it's a bit morbid, isn't it?
The way this works and the way the system works in the game, everyone starts the encounters with 1 dishonor point added to the total. So please jot down that you deal 1 dishonor point, because the whole point of this is that you are trying to get to the Green Chapel unmolested and as quick as you can. But there is always going to be something blocking your way. So for every delay that you have, you get 1 point of dishonor. So please jot down your first point of dishonor.
Do we start with a
Weird.
on a scale of?
You start
start
with
at
no
10.
dishonor.
You start with
You
no
start.
dishonor?
Sorry. You start. Currently, the scale of dishonor, so it can go all the way up to 20.
Yeah.
So you start off with none, and this
Oh.
is your first dishonor point. Okay,
I
this is
thought
the
you
way we're
start
doing
off
it. So,
with 10.
so
Okay, okay.
just in case anyone's questioning any rulings or like that, the way we're going to do this now, we've homebrewed this a wee bit to make it a bit more fun and a bit more entertaining for the viewers. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because a lot is going to happen in this encounter, who knows what kind of decisions these players are going to make? Because I have a funny feeling it's going to be a bit hectic. So, and they could be getting dishonor for everything. You know, Drew could fart at a goat and dishonor. You know, whatever way it happens. So the way we're going to
Guaranteed.
yeah. So the way it's going to work is that you start with 0, but you get your first point, and you have to work your way. So if you get to 20 dishonor, you go into a kind of a fugue state, and it's up to your teammates to get you out if they can or want to, through honorable actions. So for every honorable
there.
action, Yeah,
You did this to
can
yourself.
choose.
That's right.
You can choose throughout the game. There's going to be moments where you can remove dishonor from your fellow players. You can't remove it from yourself. It's up to your fellow players to remove it from you. So if you've gotten more dishonor over the course of this adventure than other players, and they have an ability to be able to remove dishonor points from you to keep you at a level, then they can do that if they choose. Okay? So for now, everyone gets 1 dishonor point. All right?
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what I need everyone to do now, as you stand around this cart, the mist kind of gathering around you in these dark and dreary woods, and gnarled branches and bushes all around you, it's a very foreboding sight. And the smell of, not so much decaying flesh, but rent flesh is now in
That's
the air,
Eldor.
hanging heavy. And there's mottles of blood everywhere.
Favorite.
And you're all kind of standing around. I need everyone to make their first roll, which is initially an initiative roll. So what you're going to do is it's going to be this particular one is going to be an authority roll. So authority is what deems your initiative. So the characters all have abilities in this game. You choose between 2 abilities and then 2 skills within that ability, and each character has picked a different abilities to each other. Authority is one of the skills you can pick, and if you have the authority, you add +2 for your authority, and then another +2 for picking courage, which is in there as well. So if any of the characters have picked the courage ability and also the authority ability, you can add a +4 to your roll of your d20. Is that clear enough?
Very
Yes, sir.
clear.
Yeah. So you roll your d20, take the number that you have, and if you have the authority skill, you can add that number to it. If you don't, it's just whatever you roll.
Well, that's a whopping 3.
Okay. Pagan, what did you
6.
roll? 6. Drew.
17.
17.
Better.
So
All right, Eldor.
the way this works is the initiative roll determines who is the leader of this encounter. So this
And
entire
forever.
thing,
I mean, right?
it is now
Yeah.
Drew.
For everything.
So
Forever.
Drew is going to be first to take an action, to do something, and the group then follow his lead. You can choose not to, depending on whether you want to have honor and dishonor. It's your choice. So
Okay.
it's all about your choices in this game, folks. So Drew, Eldor, as you stand there, your robes flapping in this misty wind that
Yes.
blows around you. You see the
mist.
decay and the death. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna take it in for a second. Really, just really take a look around. I want to I want to CSI the shit out of this real quick, and just really understand what am I walking into. I'm gonna maybe roll a little bit of something here that might
Sure.
maybe reason or maybe mysticism. Maybe I can.
You can roll reason, or you can roll for this type of thing. It's kind of a vigilance roll, so you're trying to study the area around you. So I need you to give me, if you want to do that, I need you to give me a vigilant roll. So if you have vigilance as an ability or skill, if you have vigilance as a skill, you roll a d20 and add to it. Because intellect will be a different type of roll. That's for a different situation.
I do not have cunning, so I will just roll a regular die and see what.
I am
Yeah.
surprised.
I got a 10.
I'm not.
I'm right in the middle there. I
Okay,
see
10.
things
Okay.
normal.
Okay. So you rolled a 10. As you look around, you spot something. You spot a rustling in the bushes and start to notice several figures hiding in the forest. By the look of the ones closer to you, they seem emaciated and in very rough shape. They haven't noticed you yet, and you can see that their weapons are not drawn. So
That's
what do you
interesting.
want to do?
Oh, that is interesting.
I turned to. So is it just me, or are the three of us on the
Yeah,
same road?
can we act?
You've done that. The other two are kind of still standing around.
Okay.
They haven't done anything yet. That was your first. You were kind of at the head of this. The next in line is Pagan.
Oh,
and
what do
then
I do
after-
now?
Yeah, you can go now if you want. That's kind of the first role there where Eldor has done that and he's figured it out. Now, Eldor, you can turn and tell the group this if you want in a whisper and kind of inform them of what the situation is.
Yeah. So, Trinket, Daewyn, there is somebody in the bushes in the distance. They look like they're in bad shape. Now, here's the deal. We got a quest here, and I want to get to the Green Knight in relatively good shape because I think I can still take this guy. So, I think
Me too.
I could cast like a little bit of maybe, persuasion, trickery. I could do something where we can like slip by these guys unnoticed, or I mean, if you think they have maybe some knowledge that could help us on our quest, I'm open to what you guys think.
I like it.
Do have really good intuition. I could read their body language, determine what they want.
I like it. Again, great ideas, good planning, coming together. But what if we actually looked at the bodies in case they had anything shiny on them? They've got to have something. Pennies, coins, gold. Yeah?
You should do it when the alive are not looking.
I see your point, Daewyn. I see it. I see it float past me, and I wave by. I'm going to go and check out the bodies, because I want some nice gold. And also, I'm going to do it real stealthily, because I'm a stealthy little bugger. And they won't notice.
As long as you think they won't notice, I suppose that's fine.
It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be dandy. Trust me, love. It's all right. Can I roll for stealth?
You can roll for stealth, yes. You can indeed. So give me a roll. And if you have your stealth modifier and skill, please add that too.
I do. I have cunning and I have stealth. So I've got +4. Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
That voice.
I roll a 10.
So you get
so
14 in
+4
total.
is 14.
Yeah. So Trinket moves forward quietly, even with their kind of jingle-jangling outfit that looks like a Raggedy Man person as they move forward.
You'd be surprised how stealthy that outfit is.
Unbelievably stealthy. The different folds of the fabric seems to cover all the trinkets.
I didn't pay this Gucci for nothing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that they have on their body.
Sounds
and they
like
stealthily move forward and start
Christmas
searching through
bells.
the remains. Yeah, like full on, like, and just creep towards the bodies that are kind of gathered around the cart. And you're lifting up folds of fabric that are just kind of stuck together with blood. And you're just
Don't mind it. Wash
rooting
off.
through the body.
Yeah.
You don't really find anything on them. They've been picked clean.
Yeah.
But what you do find for yourself, is one more dishonor point because you're a thieving fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was gross. That was gross,
Fair.
Trinket. I just watched that and it was that was not pretty.
And
Take the advantages when they come to you, man.
trying
Alright, Eldor?
to
I
stop
don't judge you there standing there. Alright?
I mean,
I see some dead people. They're not going to use what they have on them. I'm going to have it. Clearly, I can't have it now because they pick clean, buggers.
yeah.
Okay. As you're doing this,
Disappointed.
as you're doing this, you hear from the bushes. Oh, you see this tall figure jump out.
Oh.
You've wandered through the wrong woods, mate. Have you told roads around here? In the lock, you know. This man's eyes looks at your weaponry, your armour, your stance, looks at the sorcerer. Tell you what, you look like you can end yourselves. We'll let you pass through for free. If you, you know, do a little job for us. And we might, you know, throw in something special.
I don't think that's the definition of free. I think that's just a simple exchange.
Call it what
She's
you
got a
will,
good
love.
out.
We need something done. You look like you can do it. These are our roads. They're told, so you can either pay, like these buggers here, or you can do a little job for us.
Oh shoot, was there
And
supposed
we'll
to be
make
a
it worth your
sign?
while. We'll make it worth your while. And he kind of hefts into his bag and lifts out this mace. This heavy mace.
Nice.
And you see it, it's got this kind of like, it's a long wooden shaft with a large ring on one end of it, and then this kind of like diamond shaped frilled head on it. And it's impressive looking. It is impressive looking.
Oh, it is. Trinket's eyeing it up.
It's an impressive mace, love, don't you worry. So he kind of looks as like, he continues, as you can see, and he points at all the bodies around. There's some people around here that don't agree with our house. And he kind of just gestures towards the destroyed cart. But we're the law around here, and what we say goes. So, some people got no respect, no real honour, you know what I mean? No honour.
I have a
Yeah, mate.
suggestion. Maybe
Yeah.
if you put a sign on the road that says, "Hey, there's a toll," or hey, you might die. People might just be a little bit more inclined to pay you instead of fight and die.
I see what you're saying, Daewyn. I feel like it's a good point. I feel like he also has a good point. He seems like a nice bloke. Pretty tall. Got a nice pretty mace. I could do with a mace. Do you have a mace?
Me.
I have no use for a mace. None. No.
I do.
Wizards, sorcerers have no use for maces.
That's fair.
Well, look, all I'm saying is that you're either gonna do the job for us, or you gotta pay us, or we gotta fight you. And there's a lot more of us than there are of you. So, and he kind of unsheathes his blade, and it's a long, kind of jagged looking, vicious blade, and you can see that there's freshly caked, dried blood on it from these poor souls that he's dispatched along with his emancipated mates that are hanging around him. So you see, one of these buggers got away, and he's ran off into those woods, and we kind of have to stay here, make sure no more lawbreakers don't pay the toll. But you could go off, find this individual that we're looking for, and kind of bring him back to us. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm a pretty trusting soul, and I've got to say, I trust him when he says he's going to kill us.
I feel
so
like
I think we do what he says.
I mean, I'm gonna Daewyn. I think this is your action, but I could reason with him a little further. I could convince them that to just let us pass, and then maybe we could find this wanderer in the woods that escaped.
I mean, if you really think you can, go for it. I don't want to harm an innocent person.
I don't think these blokes are innocent.
Not
they literally
this one.
murdered.
The one that ran away.
I don't know. Seems pretty innocent to me. Did you see him kill him? Did you see him?
I mean,
Did you see him strike his blow? I don't think so. Innocent to
But
proven
there's
guilty, my friend.
blood. He has a murder weapon.
he does. It's like literally holding.
It's
the
a
weapon.
knife with blood on it. How do you know it's the same thing?
That's a good
He could
point.
have an eye attached to a sword, and a bloke be missing an eye. You can't prove it's the same eye.
What if they match colors?
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. I trust him.
blood
He's
is
gonna kill
red.
us.
Hey, Trinket, what if the guy that got away with all the trinkets from the cart? What if they have more to offer than a shiny mace?
Excellent. Well, then we do the job for the man. Kill him. Take all his money. Bring him back. He didn't say he wanted him alive. He didn't say he wanted the trinkets on his body. We get the gold. Trinket is all right. We continue on our journey.
You're so dishonorable.
it's like
Yes, mate, I'm selfish. That's one of my vices. Just let you know.
Then you kind of, as you're kind of having this little huddle near the now fly-covered dead bodies of the peasants in their cart, you just hear the band is like ching, ching, and he's just kind of whacking his blade off the palm of his hand. He's like, "Oh, I ain't got all day. There's going to be plenty of more people coming along any minute. We got to clear this up because this is not a very nice sight for people to see. It's very discerning, really. It's the upkeep of this forest is our real main responsibility. You see, and that's what the toll pays for. It pays for the cleanliness of this road. So you're either going to go find this little whelp that's run off, bring him back, and we can finish the job, or you're going to pay us some money, or we're going to fight.
Make another suggestion?
If you
think
wish.
If you didn't kill, you wouldn't need the money to make the road clean. Because you're the one making it dirty.
I'm going to let you
don't
roll
feel like-
persuasion on that.
I'm going to use my backup dice because the other one rolled bad earlier.
Okay.
Just in case this one
16.
rolls better.
16.
Did roll better.
Wow. So he's like, he kind of stops for a second and he kind of is having a hard time thinking. He's scratching there's like a boil on the end of his nose and he's just like, yeah, you do got a point. He's got a point. He does have a point. She does have a point. I mean, it's a vicious circle, you see. The system is a mockery on living life in these times. And we are stuck having to deal with the situations that we can't pay taxes. The king is ripping off the lands and we then have to attack people in order to get money to pay for. So it's just a system, love. It's the way it works. And I agree. And if it was any other way, but we live in the kind of oligarchy of a monarchy that is is dangerous for the peasants of this realm, and we're stuck. So I don't really have a choice, is what I'm saying here. So you can. Sign. I mean, yeah. Again, good point. Sign. Jeff, take a note. Next time, make a sign, and
legible, big letters.
Actually, Jeff, you can't spell. Bob, do me a favour, right? Get something like write it down. Toll, or your life. No.
Well, you should tell them how much they have to pay. Toll,
pay or die. I like that
copper.
one. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one, all right. I like it. I do like it. Yeah, it's a lot to work with. We'll brainstorm it, right? We'll have a meeting. But in the meantime, that fucker's still in the woods, and he's got my stuff. So,
oh, he has got your stuff.
Well, I mean, we didn't stop him for have a conversation. He's got stuff that we want. It's the toll. These buggers didn't have anything. He's run off with it.
Yeah, mate.
So,
it's hard times.
Let me see now. Okay.
What if can I roll? I'm going to roll a reason here.
Yeah?
Intellect, a little reason. I'm going to reason with this guy.
Okay.
So, how do you want me to play it? Do you want me to explain the reason and then roll, or roll?
I definitely want you to say, like, role play the reason and kind of give him, try and convince him to do whatever you're trying to do.
Right.
And then roll for it to see if it gets true to him. That's how it's going to work.
So, sir, what is your name?
My name's William.
William. You seem, you guys seem like you're, I agree that the system is it's jacked. You know, I've been around a long time. I've seen the spoils of what the world we live in today. Now, there's a bloke out there. He's running in the woods. He's got stuff. I appreciate you living by an honor system that you believe is honorable. Now, here's what I think. We're capable people. You have a road to look after. Why don't we chase down your lone wolf right there, and then we'll meet back up here in I don't know, 24 hours maybe, and then when we catch up to him, we will hand over the stuff that we find. If we find anything, he may not have anything worthwhile.
So what you're saying is you're going to go rob him for us. You're going to go get his stuff and bring us back.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Sounds fair. I mean, what are you going to do with him?
Well, I mean,
waste him. Sorry, go ahead.
I like this one. Straight to the point.
Straight to the point. We'll see. If he doesn't give his stuff willingly, I will just have to deal with the situation at hand. Let's just put it there.
Ooh, I like it's very. You've got that. It's the gravitas. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, roll for that. And I'm going to give. We're also doing this as a little bit of a thing we're adding to this game, folks. For good role play and for good problem solving and giving players inspiration. So I want each of you to take an inspiration for this. So what the inspiration allows you to do is that if there's ever a situation where you roll badly and you want to re-roll, you use your inspiration. I'm going to use my inspiration here, and you'll just re-roll that dice. And you can use it whenever you want. And you can build up. I can give you inspiration multiple times. So you could have like 5 inspiration and you just never use it. Or you could have 1 and then you use it and 1 you can use and so on and so forth. So everyone jot down that you have inspiration here. And Drew, you can go ahead and roll, see what you get.
I unfortunately I rolled a 2, but I have a +4 to that 2. Which only gives me a 6.
Gives you a 6. Okay. 6. He's kind of like, I hear what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to do what we're asking you to do. You're going to go up with the guy. But we want you to bring him back here. And we can, run him through. Because, he's a bit of a blighter. He ran off. He shouldn't have. And we kind of have to finish that business. But of course, bring back what you find. I mean, it all goes into the coffers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, lovely. He ran off, and he kind of points off into the mist, kind of easterly into the forest, and you look and you follow where he's pointing, and it's just this enveloped, dark, gnarled wood. Just mist is like waist high, and you can just see these claw-like trees in kind of gnarled into each other. There doesn't seem to be any wildlife. Like, that moment in a movie where you're like, hang on a second, there's no birds here. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's kind of that ominous type of forest. And he's kind of pointing off as if deep down into that area going, that's where he's going. So you can clearly take from that that's why they haven't gone after him, because he went in there. So, what are the group doing now?
Looks exciting. Let's go.
Did I ever tell you guys? I don't think so. We just barely met. I'm afraid of the dark.
Ah, yes. That could be a problem. All you got to do is think light thoughts.
Light force?
Light thoughts, babes.
Light thoughts.
Yeah.
Thoughts of light.
It's not
light
working. The sky's
thoughts.
still
Thoughts
dark.
Yeah.
of light, like a light in your brain.
Yeah.
Brain light.
Just think of the sun or
Yeah.
a real shiny light and it's real dark
Like
and
a
everything.
candle.
Don't worry about
It's my
that.
skin though, and it
Going out.
hurts.
You know, I don't. Here's. Can I throw another scenario out? What if these guys seem like not good chaps, right? They're you know, they're giving us the shakedown. So
Sure.
I've been around. I think if we were to subdue these idiots, I think we can. With you have a sorcerer on your side. I think we can take these guys, and then we turn them into the authorities and say they've been providing a toll on a road that has no toll, and we know this because there's no sign. There's no sign, as
fair.
Daewyn has pointed
I
out.
like your idea. I like it. I see it.
Right?
I'm approaching it. What if, though, hear me out, we do that, we subdue, can I take whatever they have? Can I just take it? Before
Well, if
you
I
hand
get
them
their
over to your
arrows.
authorities, I mean, I would just waste them, but could we?
I mean, listen, there is a shiny mace. I'll let you and Daewyn fight over
Thank
such
you.
arcane objects.
This is
that
all I want.
wizards need not have.
I have a third option.
Nah.
What if we say
Nah.
we're gonna go get the guy, but we just never show back up?
Yeah, but we still have to go into the dark, seedy forest. That looks like death.
Nah,
But we
that is
look,
untrustworthy,
we
and I
look
feel like we've got to keep
we
our
go
honor.
that way, but we actually just like go in, walk down a little, and then go back onto the road.
That sounds
Or
like
go
running
straight
away.
through and get him.
That sounds terrible.
Also, no? Alright,
I mean, listen.
that's fair.
Why don't I roll a little persuasion
On us.
on my
On the
team?
other players.
Yeah.
As you're talking, the William, the Bandit King, kind of says, right, I mean, I heard you talking about the fact you were a bit scared of the dark, and he kind of pulls into his pack and he pulls out a kind of a torch with the rag on the end, and he lights it. Like, here you go, and he hands it over to Daewyn, and he's like, here you go, lav. Yeah, so you're right. You'll be able to see about 5 feet, 10 feet in front of you with that. You hold it out. Perfect. No problem whatsoever.
great.
Off you go.
Thanks.
And as he kind of says, off you go, you see behind him about 12 bandits stand up out of the thicket, all with their blades drawn, expectantly looking at you to move.
They
Sorry,
seem nice.
Eldor.
Just giving you a torch.
They seem nice. No.
Yeah, you gave her a torch.
Now I can go in the dark. We can do the original plan now.
Dear
I
God.
like
What? I guess we're going into the dark, scary forest. Can I roll a mysticism on that forest just to see what we're getting into?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Of course.
Oh, that's a good play. That is a good play.
Can I roll folklore alongside as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rolled
Give me
a
that roll.
19 plus 4, so
Wow.
23.
Yeah. You
Whoa.
stretch out your senses as you kind of step even just off the road onto the thicket that's next to it, like the nice little shrubbery, as you step up, and you just feel the essence of the forest hit you, and it's old.
Yeah.
It is very old. And you can taste the earth in the back of your throat, and it's like you're chewing on soil, and it's like in the back of your
I've
mind
had worse.
you just hear, I await you in the chapel. And then it's gone. And then, and Elcor, you're Eldor, you're the only one who heard that.
Yeah. Daewyn, Trinket. I think we should go
Yes,
into the
my lord.
forest.
Ah,
Not
That
only
was a
because
quick
there's about
turnaround.
20 bandits about to kill us, which
Mm-hmm.
is a rather convincing element, but I believe this might be the path to the Green Knight, which we all seek.
Yeah.
so we're going ahead with my idea in the first place. We're going after a friend. Person.
If
Bandit.
that's what you think is the thing, then yes. Sure.
Yes, sure.
Oh boy.
Okay. Great. I'm a genius. Let's go.
Oh god.
And I rolled an 18 on folklore. That's with the +2.
Damn.
If there's
As you
anything-
step, yeah, you kind of step forward, and you in your mind you start recalling, kind of, even going back to your brief encounter with the Green Knight and the tales that you've heard about this mystical figure beforehand in lore. This forest is steeped in it. It's got a history where strange things have happened. Children have gone missing, only to be found months later, aged by a decade. It's just a strange place, and this path seems to be leading straight towards the heart of it. And you kind of feel in the back of your mind, it's like the vines are creeping around and just pulling you in headfirst.
So just so you know, we might age a lot by going in here. And I don't mean emotionally. Physically.
I feel like Trinket is the only one blindly going into this forest, perambulating, occasionally taking out a small hip flask to swig off, occasionally humming to herself. Just be like, like
Happy-go-lucky.
blindly trusting that this forest is gonna be okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Well,
this was a Scooby-Doo cartoon, you just have Trinket walking, and then all of a sudden in the darkness, like hundreds of eyes would just open, and just yellow eyes just staring you down.
not.
It's
kinda-
all
I
right.
used to
we've
say
got a
that isn't
torch
happening
now.
right now.
It's true. I do have a torch now.
Well, just so you know,
Light
Daewyn,
thoughts.
I'm a sorcerers live unnatural lifespans. I'm already over 200 years old. So while you and Trinket may age to dust, I will still be able to complete my quest.
That
You'll
is
at least
disappointing.
miss
I do
us,
like my
right?
pearly skin.
Yes.
So,
But maybe
for
I
that
could-
encounter, for
Maybe
that
I
encounter
could
with the bandit,
forage. Maybe I could. I do have a protection spell against evil, but you would need to find me some body parts of a vulture and a
of a
protective
vulture?
amulet from your heritage in order to forge this spell into formation, and that may protect you from the evils of the forest. Did any of
Seems
you
like a
have
lot,
vulture
mate.
body parts on you?
I did actually, but I feel like I sold them back at the tavern.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
a feather, but it's gone. I
They're
don't know
hot
where it
trinkets,
went.
them body parts of the vulture.
Aiden, you could do an investigation on yourself if you want. Just give me a straight 20 roll and see what you have.
That's amazing. Do an investigation on yourself. So
Okay, that
great.
was
I think 12. You rummage between your person and your absent-mindedness, and you're kind of like, hang on, and you produce a very long and full vulture feather.
Is that gonna work?
Maybe?
Now, Trinket, do you have any trinkets that may look like an ancient locket of some sort, a protected or an amulet?
Mate. Yes, I do. It was given to me by my mother, though, before she died. So, are you going to give this back? It's all right. You can keep it. She wasn't very
Yeah.
nice. Here you go.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna roll.
I pull out of my pocket, like, this ancient locket that the mother had died and give it to Trinket. And I pass it over to Eldor.
I'm so sorry. She wasn't very nice to you.
It's all right. That's
So-
just what you do, you know,
so-
in the low bones.
I mean, I think this is gonna work, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll a charm here, or I'm gonna do my little thing, and just I'm gonna off character. I don't really know what the fuck this is gonna do. This may completely backfire, guys. So
Just to give the viewership what this is,
This
if
is
anyone
gonna
has
be
played the
great. Go
Green Knight
ahead.
RPG and are wondering what the fuck this is the homebrew part of it. So Drew, and he put it by myself first, the Sorcerer has some spells that we
Okay.
thought we'd put into the game that make it a bit more interesting.
That's fun.
So this is one of them. So what I want you to do, Drew, so you have your abilities as Sorcerer. You can use a charm roll here on this. And what did you put? Do you have charm?
I do
Cool. And did you put it? What skill did you pick on charm?
persuasion and trickery.
Trickery. It can be a charm trickery roll. And give me a roll on that and see how well the spell comes out. So this is a protection against evil spell.
Oh.
As they start to venture into the dark forest.
The total
this
will be
works.
11.
11. You watch as Eldor stands there and he kind of As you hand him the feather just starts to levitate in front of him, and you hand him the trinket, and it just kind of floats around it, and they kind of form like a yin and yang circle as they form and roll around. He moves his hands, a la Doctor Strange. You just see him like, and they meld and pulse together in this purplish, glowing light, and then there's a as this wave of energy seeks out and hits all three of you and then goes out into the forest. And you see the shrubberies and the gnarled branches around you rustle, and off in the distance, like you hear like a bird somewhere just kind of ruffle out of its nest and fly up into the sky. But there's very little else that's in this forest that's moving because of this, because it's steeped in magic. But this new magic kind of pulses out, and you all feel a kind of like a pins and needles-y tingle.
Yeah,
And
I like it.
you think, yeah, okay, you feel a bit better and a bit more confident in yourself, and the air around you gets a bit lighter as you kind of all start to step forward into this dark, deep, foreboding forest.
I'm pretty sure we just scared the only bird out from this forest away.
yeah.
What if it was a bad bird?
You
Take
know-
care, bird.
You know it's working if you're tingling in your nether regions.
I always tingle my nether regions.
That-
Could
that's,
be the
cream for that.
syphilis.
that's a rash.
Could be the syphilis, alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It is the dark medieval
You only
times.
live one
and
life,
syphilis
eh?
is rife. Not if you're Eldor, apparently, but it's 200-year-old.
Don't touch me.
True.
Yeah. He's got the
Just
ancient
maybe-
syphilis.
Maybe 6 feet apart. We
Yeah,
just
fair.
just keep our distance from that.
I feel like that adds so much to like Trinket's backstory and understand why she's a bit nuts.
She's got the crazy syphilis.
You got the syphilis. You got the sip, bro.
Oh wow!
Sif,
I don't think there's a cure for that nowadays, is there?
No.
Yeah.
death.
Not in
Live
this
life
forest,
to
anyway.
the fullest, eh?
I don't think that amulet's gonna protect you from that.
That's
so
what you're going to the Green Knight for. Is like,
Oh,
if
well.
you got a cure, mate. He said, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I cannot.
Are you kidding?
cure
Green Mike fucking
syphilis."
gave it to me, man.
Oh,
That was that one touch.
Oh!
That one
Yeah,
touch. That's
one-
what you damaged him with, the syphilis.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, I got him with.
It's all coming out. It's
That's
all coming out now. It's a
Let me quickly
dalliance
change
in
my
the dark
backstory.
woods.
Yeah, I hadn't written that into my backstory, but it's in there now.
It's in there.
Yeah, canon. It's canon.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
canon now.
Oh no.
Fuck me, I should be careful what jokes I make on here.
It fits
Okay.
with the times.
It
It's
does.
true. It is
It
true.
does.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard.
You're doing
Yeah.
so good.
Oh,
So-
wow.
You infected the Green Knight with the funny syphilis, and
I mean, weapons can't kill. Perhaps
Yeah.
raging STD can.
This Sif will get
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sif.
He's living a long life, but at that like age 70, 18, 90, that shit's really going to
Yeah.
start playing on you.
Maybe
you just
some-
start seeing twigs dropping off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's gonna start getting root rot, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Just mossy.
Yeah.
Quick trip to the gardening centre.
mushrooms.
He's not going to find anything for that.
No, the
Anyway.
shears cannot help that.
Bring it
Daewyn,
in.
do you have the ability to light your torch to help give us some more light?
Well, the bandits lit the torch for you.
Oh, good.
and handed
Oh,
it
great.
over.
Thank
So,
gosh, because
They were
I'd have
nice
to
in
use
that
my
regard.
bane fire, and sometimes it backfires, and sometimes people's faces are eviscerated.
Oh.
I like my
Well-
face.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was, I don't have a match. All I have is wizard magic.
I don't have a
I
match
trust you.
either.
Yeah, but they lit it, so just don't let it go out.
Yeah,
and
the
I
torch
won't
is
have
lit.
To light your face
the
on
torch
fire.
is currently lit, and it's like
Yeah.
burning away as you kind of step through, and it is giving off some light.
Yeah.
And as you kind of move down, like it's like one of those kind of like tree tunnels where the trees are all intertwined into each other at the roof, and you're stepping deeper and deeper into it. And as you're going further in, you look back behind you, and you can't see where you came from at this point. The darkness is enveloped behind you, and it is in front of you. And your torch is lighting the way as you go. This one lone source of light, and you can just hear Trinket singing in the back of their voice as they're kind of humming along in the trio as you're making
Yeah.
your way in.
I like
Um,
large posteriors and I cannot deceive.
That's wow.
You fellow
So-
brethren cannot deceive either.
A silence roll, or
Have you just had that just ready to go? You're like, I can't wait to sing. This is the first thing I'm gonna do.
yeah, I
There
feel
you
like
go.
we need like a banjo.
It's not.
Full on,
It's just
full on
rap.
bardcore.
Yeah.
Full on
This bard is
bardcore.
just
Baby's
rapping.
got back,
Heck yeah.
or wenches
lot.
got back in
Big
this situation. But
posteriors and it cannot save.
beautiful.
Is anybody
Release
else?
it as
Is
though
anybody
it has
else
been
concerned that
heated
we
an
just let a
unnatural
bunch of bandits just do their thing on a road, and next a bunch of people are gonna innocent people are gonna come by and be murdered?
that was what I
Not
was
our
going to
business,
get
mate.
to. I
Not
was
our
going to
business,
get to that you all.
Yeah.
Get dishonored.
Well, no. So
Not me.
Daewyn did not want to do this and was very much against it. So they do not take a point of dishonor, but you two do.
What?
Oh,
What did I
both
do?
Eldor and Trinket take a point of dishonor.
That's what I get for having cowardly as vice.
Because you had to be enticed with a torch in order to go, so you were kind of reluctantly dragged on this.
I went full
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
Murder?
I don't-
Sweet.
I don't see Pagan
trusting.
making past
It's
episode
I like
2.
I
of
like how
this.
the coward out of the group didn't get dishonor. Great.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
but it
It's
wasn't.
going
It
so
was like,
well.
it's like, this is
was
a
like-
good idea.
Yeah, it was cowardlessly, but not because she's a coward, just because she's just like unwilling to understand what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as you're moving deeper into the woods, you're starting to look for this individual. I need everyone to roll me what would be kind of a vigilance,
Are you
vigilance roll for investigation.
Investigation. Okay, hold on.
All right, green die. You let me down once. Don't do it again.
We don't need. Do we get any pluses on this?
Are we each
So it's a
rolling?
vigilance
ability?
roll. So
Oh,
it's
it's
within cunning. So it's a cunning ability, and vigilance is a cunning
Oh,
skill.
vigilance.
I
Sorry,
have-
okay.
I have
only got
cunning.
intuition, so.
Yeah.
So I just have 2 for the cunning, right?
Yeah. If you haven't put a skill into vigilance, then you don't have the +2 for that. But it is a vigilance roll, so just roll a d20 and add whatever extras you have. If you don't have any
Yeah.
extras, just give me the d20 score.
21.
Nice.
Banga.
15.
5.
15, 5. So Trinket is just like, it's getting full
Vibing.
on Sir Mix-a-Lot over here, and the other two, you're just like, by the torchlight, you're starting to look down on the ground, and then when you put the torchlight down and you start to see tracks, and they kind of lead up and off into a kind of a dark alcove section that leads off the main path that you're on. As you hold the torch up, you find it. It's like that bit in Labyrinth where the worm is like, I see it's over there. You just keep going straight forward. And then Sarah walks at the wall, and all of a sudden
Oh,
then she's
yes.
in an extra gap.
Yes.
So you see this break in the forest, and you kind of step inwards, and you all watch like it's like a third eye picture or an illusion of the mind where Daewyn just steps into the brush and then sees that there's an extra step, and you look at the tracks and they lead off down into a corridor.
Do we want to do that?
What kind of tracks are they?
Yes.
They're human tracks. They're like boots, so they're of a male adult size, probably
David's
size
gonna
9.
Put her
Seems
foot
promising.
inside the track mark of the other boot. Well, the person's bigger than me, so it might be the one that we're looking for.
Are there
with
any
your
other,
roll,
are there any other
Daewyn,
paths or
There, you don't. Well, it kind of no. It's kind of like it's like it's leading off in a certain direction. There's no other turns or corners or paths. It doesn't go off in this direction, or it follows. It's a track that leads off and goes in one direction. And Daewyn, with that roll of such a high roll, you can see that they're kind of moving with a bit of a limp. So they're dragging their left foot as but they definitely have moved at pace because their feet aren't heavily impacted, so they're moving lightly on the dirt, but they are dragging their left foot, so they seem to be injured.
So this foot here doesn't look like that foot there. It could be two different people or one person's hurt.
two different people with one leg?
You never know.
Seems
Yeah.
legit.
We've seen some weird
Seems legit.
stuff lately.
That, all right, just checking.
Checks out.
Where did we find these people?
He could be carrying somebody.
Yeah, good point.
He's not though. It's
No.
just one person and he's injured and he.
Maybe they were in a sack, being
Maybe-
hopscotch
Oh,
or
Maybe
whatever that
maybe
was.
they
The
share
sack race.
shoes because shoes get sold in pairs, and if they both each have one foot on the opposite side, they share shoes.
What is
Oddly, she's got a point.
Daewyn? You're a hunter?
Yes.
Yeah, just checking.
Are you high? You cannot have some.
No, I ran out like.
You've been
3
sneaking
years
some of
ago.
my opium,
Yeah.
mate.
I ran out
That's
a
cheeky.
while ago.
I would have given it to you if you just asked, Daewyn. Jesus.
When we're done, I would like some, please.
Yeah, that opium is a great gateway to the spirit world.
Heightens your senses. So it does.
Maybe we should do that before
Mostly?
we go in. Maybe it'll help.
I'm always in favour of this. Yes.
Y'all gonna
over.
get
Let's-
high now?
Yeah.
I mean,
In a deep, dark, mystical forest that has magic all around you. You know what would be the best thing to do right now? Let's get
Get
high.
high.
Get high.
toasted.
Daewyn absolutely wants to get high right now.
Yeah.
Trinket's always just a little high. It's the
I'm,
sickness.
hey, if you guys are willing to roleplay the shit out of it, you guys go nuts.
Oh,
I'm gonna speak even slower.
These are your choices. Your choices.
I thought you said these are weird choices.
No. These aren't weird choices. These are, these are just
All right.
choices.
Trinket will turn to Daewyn and just be like, Daewyn, it's not the time for opiates, but if you do want some, I have some later. Maybe we should just focus on finding your man with the bandy leg. Maybe he needs opium. Maybe he has opium. Maybe he has trinkets. We don't know. We're going to go find out.
Okay.
yeah. I agree. I think when the moment arises, we will know when to do the drugs.
I feel like there's
Okay.
probably the moment for just one of us on opium.
Yeah. Maybe Daewyn, if you would step through this interesting area and then report back, see what you see.
That's a good idea.
No.
No, it's a hard no.
No.
That's a full on, that's a no.
And she's gonna take the torch and put it directly into Eldor's hand.
Can we roll like persuasion or trickery and just be like,
Nah, I
know,
think
if you
that
do
kind
this,
of that's
or
kind
is
of
it
forcing the
just
player
let
to
it
do
go?
so. Like if the player feels
That's
the character doesn't
fair.
want to go that way, like
Yeah, yeah.
That's
if Daewyn is handing that torch over, it's
yeah.
like Eldor, lead the way, go nuts. Away with you.
See, now
No,
you have the
you.
torch. Now you lead the way.
All right, I'll go find the two one-legged people.
Okay. I'm curious as to what their names are. Do they have like nicknames for each other?
do they have a crutch?
Yeah.
Is it Jake the pig?
Righty?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Well,
they
one-legged,
hide
one leg
blind?
Willie. I don't know.
Oh, he's got an extra leg, doesn't he? Jake the pig. Never mind. Sorry.
Maybe they were pirates. Anyway,
Pirates.
So,
You know, I wanted to be a
without-
pirate, but I get awfully sick at sea.
That would be quite a turn off.
Oh well.
Eldor, do you
became a
move
pirate of the
forward
land.
and lead the way?
I think I will. Begrudgingly, I look at both Trinket and Daewyn and just shake my head and in disappointment, really, at the circumstance that I found myself in, and
Yeah.
I do take the torch, and I guess
You're kind of questioning the
luck.
kind of the knowledge and kind of smarts of the Green Knight for picking two people like this along with yourself, the 200-year-old wizard. It's kind
Yes.
of like, what was this guy fucking thinking?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, not sure. I feel like maybe this is a test on me. Maybe the Green Knight is putting a test on me, whether or not I can make it through this quest with these two special ones.
That's it. It's a quest within a quest.
Yeah,
That seems legit.
yeah.
So,
See it?
I don't know if I'm gonna make it, guys.
You're gonna do fine, buddy. I believe in you. Now take your cheery
just
torch
drinking,
and step through the forest.
patting Eldor like while pushing him into the forest, and it's just like, it's
Bye.
all right, mate. Go on, it's all right.
Got this.
You're fine. You've got this.
You've got fire.
Gird your loins and head into the forest.
With Eldor leading the way, the trio make their way forward, finding this winding, very now narrow path. You're moving for about 10-15 minutes, and I need you all to make another vigilance roll for me to see as the tracks are kind of getting muddled in the dirt with the rocky ground and a bit more debris and twigs, because it's starting to get more overgrown with gnarled bushes as this path gets tighter and tighter. And you're kind of having to keep the torch kind of away from it so that the actual forest doesn't go up on fire.
So it appears that I either roll high or I roll low. That was in that one.
Oh,
Ooh. Wow. Well, with a nat 1, you're at the back now, and you don't have the torch anymore, and you're kind of freaking out a bit because you've handed over your one source of comfort in this dark, dreary forest, and you find yourself tripping over this outcropping of a tree root. Your boot gets caught, and your feet fly out of the boot. Your foot flies out of the boot, and you fall face first into the ground, covered in mud. And you're like, as the other two kind of don't see it and don't hear the noise of it, and keep moving forward. Great. Leaving you face down on the ground. Trinket, what did you roll?
I'm going to put some dirt on my face.
I rolled a 15 plus 2 for cunning.
Nice.
So I got 17.
17. And Eldor, what did you get?
10.
10. So Trinket, you're kind of now, while Eldor's trying to focus on keeping the torch out of the kind of the way of all these roots and branches that are sticking out, you're kind of using the torchlight to look on the ground, and you see that there's now, along with the very tightly knit, close together footprints, there's now splashes of blood here and there that you're making out, some of them along the leaves and the branches. So this person was definitely injured and are bleeding now at this point. And you then turn with that high of a roll. You turn and you see then Daewyn picking themselves up out of the ground as they look up at you in their dirt-covered face. And they start to put on the boot that they lost that was stuck in the root. And they're like...
The commitment.
Is this your shoe?
No. It's
you
the
right?
one like a man's shoe. I just wanted to try it on.
Seems plausible.
Yeah. Did you just fall face first in the dirt and then pretend you put on a one-legged man's shoe?
No way.
Oh.
Mm.
No.
And like Daewyn is covered. Like the front of their tunic is just covered in muck. Their face, and it's kind of like
It's like all I see is like the whites of her eyes.
Yeah, in the darkness as you bring the torch around, she's just they're just sitting there on their ass. It's kind of like, yeah.
You look good like this, mate. Suits you.
By the way, there's blood over there, and I don't think it's yours.
Yes.
I'm not bleeding. Nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
No,
Why
but
would
I
it be
did
mine?
notice that the footprints got close together, which means this person is struggling.
Holding
also,
hands.
there's a few bits of blood on the floor. Definitely not from any of us. Anybody else on time a month? No, don't think so. So I feel like it's definitely the guy who's probably injured from back at the cart, and he's probably got some trinkets and money, so we should probably go find him real quick.
Can I do a roll just to make sure I still have all the shit that I came with?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely can.
All right. 15.
15. You start to kind of pad yourself down. Trinket, would you have tried to have lifted anything from Eldor at any point?
Always.
So, I need you to roll a counter. I need you to roll a counter.
I'm a very trusting person. I just don't trust myself.
Sure. Roll a counter cunning roll to see what you get. And I'll let you choose whatever, if you have a stealth or...
I have stealth. And
Do you have charm? Do you have a charm ability?
I do. I have
Okay.
persuasion and trickery.
So, yeah, instead of a cunning, roll a charm ability.
Okay, so I rolled and it was 14.
14.
And I have
that's
plus 2 from charm.
2. So that's 16 in total. Mm-hmm. Eldor, you're patting yourself down and you realize there is something missing, but you can't really quite put your finger on what it is. You're either putting it down to the gloominess of the forest, or you're kind of going, there is something, and you can't really figure it out. And Trinket is just kind of tucking in part of their garment, not really trying not to make eye contact with you at some point, but you can't really tell if some trickery has gone on here at all.
I don't. What I feel like this forest is messing with our minds. Maybe we need to let's keep moving. Daewyn, pull yourself together.
I'm fine.
Just then stand up and maybe clean your face because it's scary.
And you notice, like, even in the darkness now, that Daewyn is kind of, as a hunter, somehow, even falling flat on their face, it's kind of like Arnie at the end of Predator. They're blending in with the forest, and they look like they're part of it now, and they're moving. Daewyn, if you have to do any stealth rolls while in this current state, you're going to get advantage on it.
Sure.
So
It's like
because you have that extra bit of camouflage that's involved in it.
I love it.
12.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of look as you turn back with the kind of Eldor, you move the torch back up towards the where you're going, and you look back, and Daewyn is kind of just up against the tree, and you can have a hard time making them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only
I still
for
see
the
you.
whites of their eyes. And
It's
it's
only
just
for
like,
the whites of their eyes.
I still see you, by the way.
yeah.
You don't need to hide from anybody. Yet.
And in the
I'd be a bit
silence,
like-
as you're kind of just all standing there in kind of silence, staring at Daewyn, you hear a whimper roughly about 10 feet away from you, in on the path that you're going on.
Oh God. I feel like
Either somebody's doing the naughty or we found him.
yes.
The one-legged people.
People.
Oh no.
It'll be so much easier. With one leg.
God help me. Oh the gods out there. Please give me the strength not to
Kill your companions.
just torch both of these fools. Anyway.
But I am the fool who brought you. I enjoy large posteriors and I cannot deceive. What a tune!
What's it?
In years to come, this would be a hit.
Yeah.
It'll just be a mere cover version, that's all.
Yeah.
Just a cover version.
Yeah, of the classic.
I say
you
should we move
Go-
forward?
yeah.
Let's go towards the direction of the whimpering,
No.
I think.
With Daewyn kind of stealthily keeping up the rear, the trio move forward, and you get about 10 feet, and you see a rustling off to one side, and they're kind of tucked in to a kind of a grouping of bushes and thorns. You see this thin, pearly dressed peasant carrying a small bag, and there's kind of blood-stained clothes, and there's a cut on the side of their face. They're kind of, they have that like bald cap with the kind of the trim of hair, dirty face, a long kind of bulbous nose. As this kind of middle-aged man looks up at you all, and he's kind of shivering. He's like, don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! I don't mean you any harm. I'm just here hiding. It was bandits. I can't let them find me. And this is Aldo, the peasant, who you are seeking on behalf of the bandits.
Well, hi. We're also in a spot of trouble. We're supposed to kill you, but I don't want to.
Can Trinket step forward and just be like,
Don't, please don't.
I don't want to.
I've got a farm. I've got a wife. I've got a couple of pigs. They're relying on me. I have to get home.
And
I
you
just
have-
took a
Trying to take
ride
care
on
of
that
the
car
pets.
because it was going in the right direction. I don't mean to be here. This is so
And there was
unfair.
no sign.
Yeah. And you have
feel
two
like you
legs.
should- yeah, wow.
Oh, shoot.
And he looks
It's a
really
shocking
confused.
discovery.
He looks. Aldo just sits and he's like, what?
Do you have another companion by chance who has has only one leg?
No.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Unlikely. I'm just gonna say it's unlikely. I feel like disregard what my cowardly friend over here has just said to you. We weren't gonna kill you, mostly. But I do see you struggling there with that heavy bag. Now, if only I could just alight that bag from you from the situation to help ease your pain and struggle. I'm certainly happy to do that for you, friend. Can I roll persuasion to get the bag?
He's like, look, he kind of looks. He's like, but please don't bring me back. I don't want to go back to those people. They're murderers. And he kind of
Right.
looks at the bag and he looks at you. Please roll. See if you can persuade him to give you the bag.
Okay. Come on, Torner. Oh, 12 plus 4, 16.
16. He kind of looks at you, looks at any kind of weaponry, looks at the sorcerer, and is kind of looking at the bag and looking at his kind of self, just taking the whole situation in. And he kind of reluctantly, slowly but surely, just starts to hand over the bag to you. So, do you promise to let me go if I give you my bag of belongings?
Yeah.
Well, I can't promise anything. Like I said, I'm trustworthy, but I don't trust myself. So I'm not going to promise you anything, but these two might be able to promise you something. If you just hand me over that bag there now, and then Trinket just snatches it out of his clutches and just kind of rustles to a corner and just starts rooting through the bag.
Like a little rat.
Oh! Gold!
I promise.
Oh, it's fucking fool's gold. You fool.
I promise not to hurt you.
There you go. 1 out of 3.
Gotta talk to Papa Wizard over here.
Can I run can I use an enchantment to make him like trust me and like tell me like where he's going, where he's from, like all the maybe if there's any information about the Green Knight we seek, the Green Chapel.
So you're gonna use your special move enchantment?
Yeah. Or can I only do that one per one?
It's 1 per quest.
Okay.
So you can do it. This will be if you use it now. It'll be for this particular encounter. You will use it.
Yeah, maybe I hold off. I don't think he's gonna. Do you think this guy knows anything? I don't feel like this guy knows anything. I could not use enchantment and just roll like a charm. You know.
You could. The thing about the enchantment is the enchantment just gives you +2 bonus to charms.
Yeah.
So you that's what it does. So you already have +2 into charm, and then say another +2 into persuasion. The enchantment gives you another +2, so you essentially have +6.
Yeah.
Daewyn's just gonna straight up ask him if he's lost.
Yeah. So.
Are you lost by chance?
I'm not lost. I took a ride with this peasant who was moving from town to town, and I needed to get home to my wife. The belongings that your friend over there, and he kind of points over towards Trinket, Trinket, you're rummaging through the bag, and it's got a mixture of things. It's got clothes, it's got some food. There is a small coin purse in it. There's some parchment, a little volume of poetry. There's not much in the bag by way of personal belongings. That's just personal belongings, but the pouch contains something like 5 silver pieces. That's it. Like it's not like a
Can Trinket take the 5 silver pieces and the parchment for poetry? Because if it's good, she's going to claim it as her own.
You can take it, if you want.
All right.
If you wish to take it, you can take it. The bag is in your possession. He's handed it over to you on the grounds that you're not going to kill him.
I just tuck it into my pockets and just be like, "Thank you. I'll look after them. Don't worry about it."
I mean,
I got you.
I feel like you should at least roll like so no one sees you do that. So like at least
Stealth?
you don't get so at least.
Or like
I don't
give him the
think
bag
she
back.
cares. I don't think they
Yeah,
care.
does Trinket give a
He's
shit?
dying, and so
Is he dying?
he's not going to fucking need it.
I feel like
Mate, he's in the middle of an enchanted forest, bleeding after death. Who knows what's out here? Fucking dementors. Some shit is out here going to get him.
Oh no.
So
Let's just casually leave him. We just get that weight off our shoulders. Take care, friend. Good luck to you now. Bye. And then just leave him to whatever wolves, lions, tigers, and bears.
I have
Wolves,
a question.
bears?
Whoa.
What's a tiger?
There's
It's all right.
it's a liger.
Don't look him in the eye.
I think the old man wizard here has some questions, and if you answer, I don't think he'll kill you.
I'll answer any questions I can, good sir. Wizard, master. And he kind of bows, kind of gingerly. And just,
No need to bow. We are looking for a way out of this misty forest. Also, if you have you ever heard of a knight that is green?
And he kind of is looking. He's like, and I'm gonna roll my first roll of the game to see if he knows anything.
He's very excited.
Roll high, sir.
Okay.
We're all
I rolled-
intently staring at this person now.
rolled
Just be like,
a 13. I know of the legend of the Green Knight, of this mystical creature who visits poor souls and challenges them to a duel of sorts. It's full of different interpretations, and my wife tells one in particular where he likes to come and have a meal with the people that he fights, and then in one instance, I think she told me there was a story of a farmer's wife bedding the Green Knight and then having shrubbery come out of her bum. But it depends on the story, really.
did she contract syphilis?
That explains a lot. Trinket?
I don't know. Surely, probably a version of it, maybe a mossy version of it. I don't know.
Just trying to find a source, mate. Just trying to find a source.
And he's lost a bit in himself as he's telling this kind of idea of what the Green Knight is in his head and the folklore that he's heard. He's like, it's always different, really. But please tell me, if I've answered your questions, may I go? I need to find my way out of here. I ran in here to get away from these bandits. I'm not from this part of the realm, and I'm travelling to get home. I'm not aware of a way out. I'm just going to keep running as far as my legs will carry me.
Yeah, seems fair.
Perhaps we could find a way out of this enchanted forest together.
No! I mean...
So, are you a farmer, sir?
This poor Aldo is getting mixed signals.
That's not the best idea, considering he's off fucking dead.
You literally just robbed the guy of all the money he had in his... The least we could do is walk him out of the forest.
He's half dead. Come on, mate. With the trail of blood.
And his poetry.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do to block up that? Bleeding from his side, bleeding from his arm, bleeding from his neck. What are you going to do about that?
How bad is his leg? We could take it off.
Oh, no.
And create more blood for whatever else is in here.
At the idea of somebody chopping off his leg, he starts to scramble kind of into try to become part of the fucking forest at this point. He's like, don't take my leg. Don't take my leg. I wouldn't be able to tend my farm if I take my leg. I need my physicality.
I say we let him go.
As he crawls away, I give him a pro tip. I'm like, if you want to increase your crop growth, get 10 virgins to plant their olive trees. As long as they're not on in any sort of anxiety, your crop will double.
And
that is some solid advice. That is some solid advice. I have some olives, actually.
He's thrown by the advice. He's like, he kind of stops for a second. He's like, I'd write that down if your friend hadn't stolen my parchment. But
I guess. Oh well.
It's all in here, friend. It's all in here. You write stuff down. What do you need it for? You know what I mean? What do you need it for?
All lives. There you go.
Okay.
It's two simple things.
He's really
his
old.
shock and his fear is taken over by the puzzlement of this whole interaction, and he's just like, if you're willing to let me live, I will travel with you. I'm sturdy. And he kind of stands up a bit, and he is kind of staying up. He's just that he was trying to fight somewhere to hide at this point where he was in the forest. So he kind of stands up, and he is sturdy on his feet. And now, while not having to carry his bag, he seems to be okay.
Oh, fuck.
And he kind
backfired on me, isn't it?
He's like, I'm willing to go with you and travel as far as you'll have me. And I promise I will not slow you down. I'm quite sturdy for my age. And you see standing before you then, the farmer Aldo willing to join your troop to at least to the edge of the forest.
I say we do it.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but fine.
I don't see why not. Is now the moment?
But he's got to plug up his blood
What
holes.
is your name, sir?
My name is Aldo.
Aldo. I had a pet named Aldo. He didn't make it. Anyway.
Oh.
Yes, boding well. It's boding well for you, Aldo.
Do you guys think that now is the moment for drugs? Is now that moment?
Mate, I don't know about you, but I've been sneaking that for about an hour.
Feels like
it's made everything a lot easier. Tell you that. But I'm not giving him any of my opium. Sorry, I draw the line at a half-dead dying person. That's old already. He's got half a foot in the grave. I'm not good about it.
Can I see if there's anything in the forest, like some cool magic mushrooms or anything that might help Aldo on his keep up with us? Like some
give me a vigilance roll.
Would it be vigilance or?
It's actually a good call.
Or
it's like you're looking. It's kind of vigilance is kind of the study, so it's the investigation of the game. So vigilance will be investigation.
16.
You spend about 10 minutes, and you kind of, with your knowledge and your ability, you do find what you know to be some nice hallucinogenic red caps. And you kind of bring them forward, and you're like, yeah, this is some good shit.
Daewyn's gonna take one, just snatch it out of his hand, look at it, and take a bite.
Take a bite. Okay. So you're like,
And maybe I give some to Aldo to say, like, this will help you have the courage to move forward with us into the dark forest.
Numb the pain.
Yeah.
he is so shitting himself right now. I'm
Numb
not even
that
going to
pain,
make a
mate.
roll for that. He just takes it and just looks at you in the eye and just pops it into his mouth.
Great.
Okay. Is there
Now we've
anyone
got a
else
doped
taking
up
the
old
drugs?
guy on our path. Thanks very much, Eldor.
Whatever, opium child. We can do this.
Fine. Just don't touch any of my stuff.
Your stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
mine now. It's on my person, isn't it?
Oh gosh.
Before we get into
Listen, if you were
the
careless enough to lose it, mate.
Jefferson
pick it up.
Airplane moment of the episode, I need Trinket to take a dishonor point for stealing the shit from the dude. And
I have 4 if anybody's keeping count.
I need Eldor to subtract the dishonor point for helping and trying to convince Aldo it's going to be all better with drugs.
Trying. You get an honor point for that?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
because you're making him feel better about life in
Yeah.
general, then he might survive this. And Daewyn also subtracted dishonor point because you, in your own stupid way, you were trying to help Aldo.
Just failing upwards.
I told him I wouldn't kill him.
Yeah,
I
failing
helped him.
upwards. That's it's
Failing
like you're working the Irish civil
Just
service.
falling all
failing
over
upwards.
yourself in mud, and somehow you gain an honor point. It just,
It just doesn't check out, does it?
Yeah. And I want everyone to take inspiration again for that roleplay moment as well with poor Aldo. Now, the drugs are kicking in. Right, how am I going to roll this one now?
Well, you're going to roll it like this, aren't you?
Aldo kind of it takes a couple of seconds, and he's a hardy workman. So he's got good constitution for a farmer. Daewyn, so I'm gonna roll for Aldo myself. I need
Okay.
Daewyn to roll
I feel like I need a different die for this.
roll an intellect ability check for me and
You
add
said
any
they were
skill
red
you
mushrooms,
want.
right?
What?
Yeah. Red caps.
Red caps. So let's see how bad Aldo gets on this, and does he get the fucking whiteys?
That's a 7.
Oof.
Oh.
Aldo rolled really fucking high. I rolled an 18. So his
shit.
sturdy farmer, salt of the earth constitution, he keeps it down. He's stumbling a bit, but he is spending a lot of time looking at his hands.
Right. This is all
As
your
he
fault,
walks.
Eldor.
He's just walking behind Eldor very closely, and he's just staring at his hand. He's just like, wow, I'm feeling so nice right now.
That's the spirit world.
It's like I can touch
Things.
sound,
Yeah.
and I can hear colour, and it's beautiful.
It's really good. Yeah, see?
It's just
This
amazing.
forest isn't scary anymore.
Right?
I am one with nature, and nature is one with me. I love you guys. I just want to tell you that I love you guys. Daewyn, on the other hand, with that roll,
Am I shit-faced?
you start to see spiders climbing out of every orifice of every little gap within the forest. And they are crawling slowly but surely towards the group. And you notice though with Eldor with the torch, as he swings the torch around, whenever spiders get near him, they kind of back off a bit as the light keeps them away. And you feel yourself kind of hurrying towards the light of the flame and kind of clambering close as just everywhere you go for the next hour as you travel, the spiders are getting closer and closer. And closer and closer.
Guess
They just manage to not get to you as they back off at the last minute, but they're always there. You know that feeling that when you see a
Anxiety?
spider, you just know that you're just like,
Anxiety?
yeah, you're just like that. That's what it is. That's what you feel for the next hour or so as this red cap works its way through your system.
I think that was a bad mushroom.
Can Trinket throw a rope around Aldo so that we don't lose him in the... It's like, come on, Aldo.
Come on, boy.
boy.
Come on, boy.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. If you have a rope,
Straps
you
a
can
rope
rope him up.
around him.
Yeah, you can rope him up.
If I have a rope. Have you seen my bag?
Yeah.
So she just ties a rope around him and just like has him by a leash, like just around his waist, so that he doesn't wander off into the thicket of the forest while he's like searching for his soul.
Can I ask the group, are you planning on bringing Aldo back to the bandits, or are you trying to just find a way out of the forest here onto the other
I
side?
want to bring him back to the bandits. Fuck
I
it.
don't
Let
want to
him
bring
go.
it back to
Backwards.
the bandits. I say
Forwards.
let him go.
Forwards
Come
with the
on.
Green Knight.
We needed to get through the
We
freaking
must
road,
find the
right?
Green Knight. He
Okay,
may
fine.
have
It was
answers
just a
for
check-
us. He could solve problems.
Maybe he was on the path with the very nice bandits who gave us a very nice
I
tour.
believe
Look at Endor trying to keep us on
the
track.
Earth is warming. Global warming is. He could have the solve to global warming. The Green Knight could help us.
Does that mean the spiders will go away?
I feel like he's not
Yeah,
going to help
maybe
you, mate. Have you, yeah. Have you met him? he doesn't seem very helpful, does he?
But he's magic, like me. We are bonded.
He is.
We are
He is
bonded.
magic. I thought it was a hallucination at first.
Maybe you
honestly,
should take
not
the
gonna lie,
mushrooms
till I met
too,
you, got.
Trinket.
I'm on a combination of different mushrooms, mate. If
You're-
I have any more, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Endor's gonna turn into a freaking like dog walker with rope tied around his waist, with all three of us attached, so he can keep us on track.
Isn't it good that Drew rolled high on the initiative at the start of this? Because who knows where this could have gone.
Real bad.
Yeah, it's true. It is
Am I still
very
leading
true.
the way?
You're leading
Yeah.
the way.
So you kind of are walking for a good 2 hours deep into this forest, and the sense around you as it gets deeper and heavier, and there's a mustiness in the air. That sense of like the smell of heavy foliage. You know when you walk deep into a forest and it's just like you can feel the kind of dense air, that there's no air escaping. It's just been here for a very, very long time. As it kind of starts to close around you, and you do all start to feel like as if there's a hand kind of inside the back of your mind just pushing you forward. And you start to hear a low rumbling. All of you hear this. And Daewyn, you've come out of your your mushroom-induced spider haze at this point. And your eyes are starting to blink open, and you're kind of seeing the forest again properly. And you just hear this rumbling voice, very low, very bassy. He said, "You will find your way to the Green Chapel. I await you there. Choose your path wisely, for there will be consequences." And as the voice finishes and rumbles off, echoing in your mind, you break through a large bramble section of the forest, and fresh air rushes into your face as you find yourself back on the path. Sunlight piercing the canopy,
Amazing.
I'm gonna get burned.
and you can hear birds and kind of woodland animals all around you as the fresh air fills your lungs, and you push Aldo forward, and you've come out the other side of this dark wood, back on the path to the Green Chapel. The bandits long behind you, forgotten about. Aldo, now untied from his leather or rope
Just
collar.
going to say, I was just going to release Aldo.
Yeah.
I released you.
And he kind of said, "Thank you so much. It got a bit trippy there for a while with the whole hands thing, but I know where I am. My farm is about 3 miles that way." And he points off to the west. "I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Keep my belongings, they're yours. I must return to my wife and my farm." And he just turns and fucking pegs it up the road. He's gone. You see him, we don't see him for dust. He's like, gone. Leaving the trio of you standing there, you kind of instinctively know that your journey lies north, deeper into this wood. But this wood you're in now is brighter, clearer, more friendly, not foreboding in any way. Off in the distance you can hear chirping of animals, some familiar, some not. You kind of have an idea that something may lay ahead, but you don't know. You just know that you have to get to the Green Chapel, and you have to get there fast.
I think we need to go south. That way. Right?
I just want to point out that if we didn't have that amulet of protection, we probably would have died in there. You're welcome, and you're welcome.
That's true.
And you're welcome, dude.
for
And the
my
advice
feather.
on the crop growing.
Crop growing.
Don't forget the virgins.
You just hear it from over the hill, virgins and olives, and he's just gone.
That guy, he'll thank me in 2 years.
In 2 years' time, then you just flash forward and you see Aldo selling olive oil at a market, extra virgin.
Yep. 3,000 years later, it's in Costco.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it.
Wow.
Aldo extra virgin olive oil. It's now an empire of olive oil throughout the land. You have completed the first quest towards the Green Chapel.
Hey, that's great.
Congratulations.
We did
None
it.
of you
Yeah,
died.
it came close there for a second.
Yeah, but I've got 4 dishonor.
No. If you find Aldo
Right.
and let him go, you gave him protection, okay? But you kept his supplies. So you all take away 1 dishonor. All right?
Wait a minute.
Can I go negative?
I got a dishonor for taking the ship from him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I get another one.
So here's the thing: dishonorable results. The bandits are still at large. Plus 1 dishonor.
Wait. So you went -1, but now +1.
-1 plus 1. So the honorable results first. So the honorable results is you managed to protect Aldo through the forest. All right. So that's minus
To
1 dishonor.
everybody.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
To everybody. All right. Dishonorable results. The bandits are still at large. Plus 1 dishonor. Okay. And that's pretty much it, because you saved Aldo from the wood. So you would have gotten dishonor if you'd left him there. You would have gotten a lot of dishonor if you delivered him, and you would have gotten even more dishonor if he had died. So, so pretty much that's it. So you managed to even it out there. So that's pretty good going for your first encounter. I think 2 of you at least are probably still at 0.
I'm at 1.
You're at 1.
I'm at 0.
You're at 0.
I think I'm
Trinket?
at 4. I think I'm at 4 because I had so I had a dishonor point for taking his stuff, like robbing him. But then I got another, like I got an honor point for getting him through the forest as a group, but another dishonor point for keeping his supplies.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
can't.
I've-
You
still
got
have
a
4. So
dishonor
I've-
point for taking the split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have basically 4.
4. Okay.
Mine cancelled out.
So, between encounters, players may spend honor to elevate the esteem of their fellows, taking 3 dishonor points to remove 1 point of dishonor from another character. Okay? Once the players are ready, you can then rest. And everything kind of resets. Your vices and virtues reset. Any abilities you use reset. So, and you can kind of rest up. This is kind of like your long rest.
Excellent.
So that is the end of this particular encounter. That is the end of the episode, folks. We want to thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun to DM. Fair play to the players. Congratulations to all of you on your first episode. Fantastic. Thank you, Aundawyn. Thank you, Pagan. Thank you, Drew. It's gonna be just, from now on, that's it. Refer
Talk to
me as
the
Eldor.
bear.
Yeah,
You kind of say it like Roadhouse.
yeah, Roadhouse. So, we hope to see you again for the second encounter on episode 2 of Retro Replay Presents The Green Knight RPG. Good night, folks. Have a good one.
Bye.